Hello everyone, I'm DanTheMan, and I enjoyed nearly everything about this episode. First off, the big thing to talk about, we got Aquaman in this episode. Aquaman is often a misunderstood hero, as he is actually a very complex character with a rich backstory and some good villains. But after being featured in the Super Friends cartoon, which likely had good intentions but ultimately focused on his silliest power, talking to fish and swimming in every episode, he became a joke. DC spent decades trying to undo that. Arguably, they didn't truly redeem him with the masses until Jason Momoa brought him to life in Justice League, and more so, the Aquaman movie. So when I saw Aquaman was in this episode, especially after the brief glimpses we got in the trailers released before this series came out, I knew Harley Quinn would have a tricky situation. Do they portray him as simply the joke he admittedly does help set himself up for, or balance it enough to make him feel credible as a hero while still comical? They've done that excellently with Batman, Superman, and arguably even Damian Wayne, but well, none of them have Aquaman's baggage. But this episode managed to do it well. Yes, his regal background was played for laughs, but it was balanced by having to be a formidable opponent to Harley and her crew, who barely managed to defeat him in the big showdown. And arguably, they only succeeded due to Harley's endangering his fishy friends. Incidentally, that was a dark moment, but surprisingly funny. Aquaman held his own in the fight despite initially looking like he would come off as a doofus. He managed to fend off a ton of Legion of Doom members to boot, in what by the way may have been the best action scenes in this show so far. And while his regalness was played off as a joke, they did manage to pay homage to his lore as well. Seriously, I actually tipped my hat to him. I was concerned that they were going to help undo the goodwill he has finally been getting after so long. I honestly was a bit surprised they even used him for that very reason, but Harley Quinn showed they know what they were doing. And speaking of the Legion of Doom, we do get into the main plot of this episode. Harley finally getting her chance to join the Legion. In it, we get a ton of new characters adapted, albeit mostly as background characters. There are so many that I won't even attempt to name them. I feel like I could just look at the backgrounds of the Legion of Doom scenes over and over and never see everyone. And that wasn't counting the fun design of the Legion of Doom headquarters. I mean, after the tour Harley got, they're more than welcome to sign me up. If you're looking, Lex. They lived up to their hype, and despite being an obvious bunch of tools, I could totally buy why Harley and her crew wanted so badly to join them. Also, speaking of funny, I love the scenes with Dr. Psycho and Sy Borgman and the tentacle monster. That was a really funny subplot that managed to give both Psycho and especially Borgman some great character development. But finally, I can't talk about character development without talking about the Harley and Ivy interactions. Their friendship, and the way it was straightened in this episode, managed to be emotional and give both of them some great character development, but always keep the humor balanced so it didn't feel out of place in this over-the-top and slightly ridiculous, in a good way, series. Honestly, I try to mention what I do and don't like in an episode, but this time there wasn't really anything I didn't like. A lot happened, but it was all so well done and enjoyable. This actually felt like a season finale, right down to the cliffhanger. I mean, we get Harley achieving her goal of becoming a member of the Legion of Doom, but while hurting Harley and Ivy's friendship in the process. Although as in question as their friendship was at the end of the episode, I think we all can agree they'll make up in the end. But this episode felt like a season finale right down to that cliffhanger. I honestly have no idea what they're going to be doing for the final 5 episodes. And I believe all the scenes in the trailer have been used by now, although I may have forgotten some. So other than that 30-second clip for next week, we really are going in blind. But that's a good feeling. As always, this show never lets you get too comfortable with the status quo. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you haven't checked it out, I did a review of the final 2 parts of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and don't forget to check out my review of the previous episode of Harley Quinn. I'm DanTheMan, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with another episode as great as this one.